श्याम सुंदर नंदलाला
नंदलाला श्याम सुंदर नंदलाला
नंदलाला श्याम सुंदर नंदलाला
कौस्तुभधारी वनमालाधर श्यामल मदन गोपाला
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 राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधा माधव मदन गोपाला
राधा माधव
राधा माधव मदन गोपाला
राधा माधव मदन गोपाल
मधुरानाथ गोपाला
मधुरानाथ गोपाला
मधुरानाथ गोपाला
मधुरानाथ गोपाला
पतिनंदन हृदय संजीवन
परतिनंदन हृदय संजीवन
पतिनंदन हृदय संजीवन
परतिनंदन हृदय संजीवन
श्यामल मदन गोपाला
श्यामल मदन गोपाला
श्यामल मदन गोपाला
श्यामल मदन गोपाला
राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई
नंदलाला श्याम सुंदर नंदलाला
श्याम सुंदर नंदलाला
कौस्तुभधारी वनमालाधर श्यामल मदन गोपाला
मदन गोपाला
राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम राधा माधव मदन गोपाला मधुरानाथ गोपाला
मधुरानाथ गोपाला
पतिनंदन हृदय संजीवन
परतिनंदन हृदय संजीवन
श्यामल मदन गोपाला
श्यामल मदन गोपाला
राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम साई श्याम साई श्याम
नंदलाला श्याम सुंदर सुंदर नाचे सुंदर साई घनश्याम
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 नाचे रे साई सुंदर श्याम
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 रुमक झुमक झुम घुंघरू बाजे नाचे घनश्याम
झुमक झुमक झुम घुंघरू बाजे नाचे घनश्याम
रुमक झुमक झुम घुंघरू बाजे नाचे घनश्याम
रुमक झुमक झुम घुंघरू बाजे नाचे घनश्याम
नाचे नटवर साई सुंदर मेरे साई राम
नाचे सुंदर मेरे साई राम
नाचे नटवर साई सुंदर मेरे साई राम
नाचे साई सुंदर मेरे साई राम
नाचे नाचे मन मंदिर में मेरे साई राम
नाचे मन मंदिर में मेरे साई राम
नाचे नाचे मन मंदिर में मेरे साई राम
नाचे मन मंदिर में मेरे साई राम
नाचे रे साई सुंदर श्याम
मेरे साई सुंदर श्याम
नाचे रे साई सुंदर श्याम
सुंदर श्याम
सुंदर सुंदर नाचे सुंदर साई घनश्याम नाचे रे साई सुंदर श्याम रुमक झुमक झुम घुंघरू बाजे नाचे घनश्याम बाजे नाचे घनश्याम नाचे नटवर साई सुंदर मेरे साई राम मेरे साई राम नाचे नटवर साई सुंदर मेरे साई राम
नाचे नटवर सुंदर मेरे साई राम
नाचे नाचे मन मंदिर में मेरे साई राम
नाचे मन मंदिर में
नाचे रे साई सुंदर श्याम नाचे रे साई सुंदर श्याम
नाचे रे साई सुंदर श्याम
सुंदर सुंदर नाचे सुन साई घनश्याम
हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भज रे
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 श्याम सुंदर मदन गोपाल
श्याम सुंदर मदन गोपाल
सच्चिदानंद साई गोपाल
चिदानंद साई गोपाल
गोपालना गोपी गोपालना गोपी गोपालना भज रे नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भज रे नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भज रे नारायण भज रे नारायण भज रे नारायण भज रे साई नारायण भज रे साई नारायण भज रे हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भज रे नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भज रे श्याम सुंदर मदन गोपाला सच्चिदानंद साई गोपाला गोपालना गोपी गोपालना गोपी गोपालना भज रे नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भज रे नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भज रे 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 साई नारायण भज रे 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 साई नारायण भज रे नारायण
hearts are filled with joy and delight to welcome you back again on from April 13th to now November 2nd, back on this sacred place as it has been ordained by you. And minus the rains and the cold. And it is all your grace. That storm was beautiful. It was meant to harden our resolve and make us strong. And now this beautiful day is again your grace, because the few and the faithful who stayed through the storm are here to enjoy the beautiful weather. And so first of all, I wanted to introduce Aditya Akula. Aditya is going to recite something from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. And then our music group will then sing songs related to that.
Harihi Om Advishta Sarvabhutanam Maitrah Karuna Eva Cha Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Samadukha Sukha Kshami Santushtas Satatam Yogi Yatatma Drida Nishchayaha Mayarpita Mano Buddhi Yo Madbhaktas Same Priyaha.
From this moment, we promise to embody these values, to grow in love and selflessness, and to become your reflections as the divine. Please bless us so that no matter what challenges we face, we may walk this path with steadfast faith, devotion, and determination. Please give us the strength and clarity to live in a state of equanimity every day, making our lives an example of love, service, and consistency.
Oh, servo, listen to the call of the Lord. Lavo, servo, this is the call of the Lord. If you love the Lord, then you must love all. If you serve the Lord, then you must serve all. Love all, serve all. Listen to the call of the Lord. Love all, serve all. This is the call of the Lord. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, says the Lord. Think no evil, do no evil. Love all, serve all, says the Lord. Love all, serve all. Listen to the call of the Lord. Love all, serve all. This is the call of the Lord. This is the call of the Lord. This is the call of the Lord.
Swami, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Swami, Swami, one shine so sincere, Swami, one so true, I love you. Swami, thank you for the sunshine bouquet. Swami, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave to me your all and all, and now I feel 10 feet tall. Swami, one so true, I love you. Swami, thank you for the smile upon your face. Swami, thank you for the green that flows your rays. You're my spark of nature's fire. You're my sweet, complete desire. Swami, one so true, I love you. We love you. We love you.
हम सदा तेरे साथ रहेंगे।
प्यार की नगरी में सदा, प्यार की नगरी में सदा।
तेरे हैं साई, हम तेरे हैं, हम
तेरे हैं साई, हम तेरे हैं। दिल की आवाज़ है, होठों पे बस यही राग है। दिल की आवाज़ है, होठों पे बस यही राग है। हम तेरे हैं साईं, हम तेरे हैं, हम तेरे हैं साईं, हम तेरे हैं, हम तेरे हैं साईं, हम तेरे हैं। चाहे बदल जाए जहाँ, धरती बने चाहे आसमां। चाहे बदल जाए जहाँ, धरती बने चाहे आसमां। हम सदा तेरे साथ रहेंगे, प्यार की नगरी में सदा, प्यार की नगरी में सदा। हम तेरे साईं, हम तेरे हैं। अब कुछ न चाहिए साईं हमें, बस चाहिए एक प्यार मेरा। अब कुछ न चाहिए साईं हमें, बस चाहिए एक प्यार तेरा। तेरे प्यार में ही मिलती है हर चाहत की बहार हमें, हर चाहत की बहार हमें। हम तेरे साईं, हम तेरे हैं। दिल की आवाज़ है, होठों पे बस यही राग है। हम तेरे हैं साईं, हम तेरे हैं, हम तेरे हैं साईं, हम तेरे हैं, हम तेरे हैं साईं, हम तेरे हैं, हम तेरे हैं, हम तेरे
जे तो प्रेम खिलन का चाव, सिर धल तली गली मुरियाव. These were the words of Guru Nanak. He said, if you want to play the game of love, cut your head, put it on your hand, and then come into my lane. Then we will play. And towards the end of his lineage, Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, Jin prem kiyo, tin hi prapayo. Swami was explaining last night the importance of a guru. And it reminded me of the words of the fifth guru. He said, "Bees biswe gur ka man mane, so sevak parmeshwar ki gat jane." 20 out of 20, if the sevak, if the devotee submits to the guru, only such a devotee can learn Parmeshwar ki gat jane. Gat is a word for speed, but it is also a word for vibration. To get to that vibrational frequency of the Par Brahm Parmeshwara, one has to surrender 20 out of 20. And what is those 20? The 5 elements that we are made of. You know, Akash Tattva, Vayu Tattva, Agni Tattva, Jal Tattva, and Dharti Tattva. Those are the 5 elements. And to recognize those elements, the 5 Gyan Indriyas. So the ears, the skin, the eyes for the fire, the tongue for the water, and the nose, the sense of smell for the earth element. Those are the 5 Gyan Indriyas, the organs of knowledge. What connects those 5 organs of knowledge to their elements are the 5 Karma Indriyas. The organs of skill are hands, organs of locomotion are feet. The organs of communication, our voice. The organs of generation and excretion. Those are the 5. And then that's 5 elements, 5 Gyanindris, 5 Karmindris. But then what energizes all of this are the 5 pranas. Prana, Apana, Samana, Vayana, Udana. So 20 out of 20, all of those have to be offered to the Guru in order to connect with the vibrational frequency of the Divine Lord. And the purpose of the CHD, where we are today, the Center for Human Development, is to take all of us from human to divine. And we have our three stooges over here who are going to give an update. Brother Mehran has been so dedicated right from the beginning in scheduling, organizing, motivating people. There's so many others who have played so many roles. Sister Janet to connect with the county, the engineers, the surveyors, all the Sevadal. The names, if I try to enumerate, it would be impossible to finish on time. So without further ado, I request Brother Mehran to give us an update about the CHD.
My humble pranam, Swamiji, at your divine lotus feet. Swamiji, thank you for coming to Bay Area, coming to California, and giving us this opportunity to receive your darshan, especially during the auspicious time of Diwali. Thank you. Swamiji, every time we hear the news you're going to come, we go through the same cycle. There is this tremendous excitement. And then that Swami is going to come here, then we are preparing for some event. And then Swami, you come here and we lose the sense of time and space. We are happy to be with you. Thank you really for your grace, for granting us all this opportunity. I also should say, Swamiji, that I was in Mudenali and somebody who I didn't know comes to me and says, "Oh, you're one of the three stooges." I said, "Yes, I am." Swamiji, it's been, regarding CHD, it's been about 7 years and really a lot of work by Digvijay, everyone, the entire team to get the county permit. But with your grace, we secured that last February, and we are most grateful. However, we've got some few minor permits that we are working on, and we also pray that they will be resolved quickly so we could start construction early 2021. The other thing I would like to say, Swami, is that CHD, the construction of the building, is got the highest priority for us, Swamiji. We are committed to see it through, and we pray for your grace that certainly the permits are finished, everything's resolved, and we could start construction next year. And Swamiji, the other thing I wanted to say is that you're granting us this opportunity, this gift of CHD. It's not only to Bay Area, California, USA, but the entire world. And we are really, really grateful that you're granting us that opportunity to participate and be part of your mission. We are very grateful, Swami. And on a separate note, I have to say probably the most fun part of this for the Bay Area devotees, Swami, after CHD is finished, we hope to see you more often. That is our prayer to you, Swamiji. Swamiji, with that being said, I'm going to ask my brothers, Dig is going to come and provide some feedback on the construction. The Big is going to come and talk about finance. Thank you, Swamiji.
Pranams.
Let's start again. Pranams at lotus feet of our Bhagwan. Fellow devotees, as you see, I do not have paper with me. So it'll be from my heart. First and foremost, when I chose this orange color, it's okay, it's okay. I did not know our beautiful sisters would be in this orange. So the thought came that I need the dedication like the sisters and determination like the sister to work on this project. Because that's what they have. And hopefully.
That's why I'm also very
and I think that is what we needed. Until now, it wasn't there. Anyway, so it seems like this journey has gone on for too long. So I just wanted to share a few stories or the timelines of what happened. When we found this land, and I've talked about it a number of times, when we found this land, how we found this land. Well, once we found out that there were so many issues, and I've talked about it also, but I'll talk about what were the specific issues. So we go hire all these beautiful companies, amazing companies, and we go to county and they'll say one thing, this is not correct. So starting with our survey. So normally a survey starts here and it finishes the same point. It's called a closed lot. In our case, it starts here and finishes here. So somebody didn't do their work right previously. That means we don't know what land we own. And the laziness of one guy cost us 2 years. So we fixed it, but by fixing it, suddenly the land which was supposed to be this way turned this way. Now we don't have an entry to come in. So suddenly that became an obstacle. So okay, fine. If I were to buy something from you, in a month we can buy it. But in this particular case, government entity owned it. This is a local water district. You can't just buy things from them. Again, that took 1.5 years and lots of money. So on and so forth. Then we find out that we cannot go on top because it's owned by somebody else. Again, government body. The nice thing about all this story is government owns everything around Swami's property. Therefore, nothing can be built except this. I think that's the best we got out of. And it was a nice sadhana. February, we got a permission to build. So we haven't got the permit, but a permit to build is a little difference. Now we have to apply for all the mechanical engineering, the working documents. And so we have a couple of important ones already done. This thing called grading and drainage. That permits have been gone in, it's in the second phase. Then we have building, engineering. I don't want to bore you with the details, but hopefully, and with Swami's grace, I think on February 25, we should have most of all the critical permits in. Once they are in, and we pray to Swami, all of us collectively, that when he comes in April, at least we have some foundation and some framework done. And I think we will need that collective prayers, and that will happen. So Swami, please pull some strings at county. There you go. So thank you. So that will happen. And I just wanted to share one more story. So we always talk about difficulty. So when I get up here, you're going to say, he's going to talk about some more difficulties. There's a beautiful story happened. So last year, we were in the final phase of permit work. And so what happens is like there were 30 odd items, and on the round table, we'll talk about it. Janet, you do this engineer does that. And one thing came to me that I had to sign a contract with county. And that meant that whatever liabilities there are on the land, whatever irregularities on the land, we had to agree on a timeline so that we are committing to pay the liabilities, fines, and also fix the problems. I'm a lazy guy. And so the engineers, and they put me in connection with a lady in county. I didn't hear anything from her for 2 weeks. I said, okay. Then, but within a month, we were supposed to get everything done. Without that, nothing could happen. Then I wrote to her, phoned her again in county, no reply. And then I talked to our engineer, head engineer, says, this is a problem. Can you call her? She called her, but no reply. And then Christmas came, and we get busy with our business. I forgot about it. And the team said, Dig, you haven't done your part. Can you take care of it? Well, I've done whatever I can. So I left it. January, mid-January, suddenly we get a phone call and an email saying, county has organized a meeting with all the supervisors and everything else to look at our project. In that we needed a lot of exceptions. Without that, again, it didn't meet the conditions we needed. So they had to grant some exceptions. And mid-January, and I haven't got my paperwork done, and without that, it cannot go through. But then they'd asked for this story poll. So I called our Hanuman here, Bobby, that we need the story poll done. And I had no idea what that is, and he got it done. Remember last time there was a big building outline? That's called a story poll. And he did it in 4 days, in rain, in slush. His team did amazing work. I think he deserves an applause for work he does. Anyway, February, we went through this Zoom call and everything else, and Carl told us, yes, you got this permit. So I asked my engineer, what happened to the document I was supposed to sign? So he asked Carl. Carl says, well, it's done. You don't have to worry about it. So Swami, there was a minimum liability, in my opinion, of $5 million, fines. And that all disappeared. It's nowhere. I think that was a miracle. I wanted to share the happy note. Other thing I want to really, one more, just indulge me for a couple of minutes. So when we were getting the designs done, so there were 6 bedrooms on top. And I'm more like a utilitarian guy, nothing fancy. So there were 6 rooms, and I'm thinking, Swami has so many ashrams everywhere, he'll be here for a day or two. So it doesn't need a big closet, it doesn't need a big bathroom. And then I made a mistake of sending that file to Rupaji there. He says, Digbhai, Swami is not going to live in this thing. So they undid everything, and they made an absolute beautiful room, beautiful bathrooms. I think we can wait. I can't wait to see how it's going to be. And she's going to be in charge of interior work. Again, Swami put her to us. And one more person I must acknowledge here is Janet. Janet, please stand up. She has a laser focus when it comes to permit work. And she kept me in line, and everybody else, and on the time, sometimes I get frustrated, stop doing all these things, but I think it was necessary. I think so the good news is, I think we'll have a building here, and I pray to Swami to share some beautiful insights he had talked about earlier, what his vision and mission is here. I think he'll do the justice later on. Saina.
my humble pranams at the lotus feet of my beloved Bhagwan, Sri Madhusudan Sai. You continue to pour love, endless amount of love, Swami, on us. And we pray that we remain worthy of receiving your love and also become worthy tool. And thank you for making me one of the stooge, Swami. And as a stooge, we are actually that's becoming, it makes the journey very enjoyable because we fumble our way. And, it seems like we're getting some of the work done. I want to talk more about Swami will talk about the purpose of CHD, etc. But there are a couple of very beautiful divine messages have been shared, which I would like to share with all of you. And kind of hopefully leave you at the end feeling that how important this project is and how we all have to come together and make it happen. So about 2015, I had a privilege of being with Swami, and he had mentioned at that time that San Francisco will be the heart of his mission. So that had stayed with me. I had shared with a few of our friends that something is happening here. Now, something really profound. I'll start by sharing a story that our dear Narasimha Murthy sir had talked about the Mudanhalli story and how Swami had asked him to go and acquire extra land in Mudanhalli. And Narasimha Murthy sir would say, already so much land is there, he couldn't visualize or see why these corners pieces of land that needed to be acquired. But of course, we all now know the value of every single square inch of land in Mudanhalli. I keep that in mind. What Swami has said, this is going to be Mudanhalli of United States. Yeah, please remember that. We need to just energize ourselves with that as much as we can, and we have to deliver this CHD as soon as we can. There is another part of divine message which also relates to this CHD. Swami has formed a One World, One Family Foundation, which most or all of you are aware of that. And initially, we thought that Swami has asked us to do the work US-based. Only this last few days, we are hearing that from US, the One World, One Family, his whole mission of One World, One Family throughout the world, the heading of it is going to happen from USA. And where is the headquarters? This location. So you really can't emphasize enough the importance of this location and this work. Let us all internalize that, and let us pray for Swami's grace and our commitment and hard work, and that we deliver the beautiful divine home here, hopefully within less than a year, Swami. So just one short thought and I'll end. Swami graciously mentions that this is a beautiful land, and he came a few days ago, and we could sense that how much he loved being here. But when Swami is not here, and I was sharing with Brother Sean, I said, this place is, to me, less than average. To be absolutely honest. When I come here, it's barren, it's just, it's a mess when Swami is not here. So you don't get that connect. You don't get that joyful connect. Swami, I'll tell you, today as I parked the car up the hill and as I'm walking down, I felt like I was walking in Mudanhalli. So I feel, Swami, that this will, of course, become what you have said. And thank you for your love, Swami. And
Dearest Swami, I offer our collective pranams at your divine lotus feet. Dear brothers and sisters, and all those connected to us through the world. In the history of mankind, there are a few moments which are called defining moments in time. At these defining moments, the world realizes that the future can never be the same again. The future will never be the same again. One of those defining moments was on September 14, 1814, when Francis Scott Key looked up on sunrise after a fateful night in the Battle of Baltimore, and he saw that our flag, our star-spangled banner, was still flying on the ramparts of Fort McHenry. Another defining moment, 100 years later, was when General Dyer opened fire on an unarmed, peaceful crowd that had gathered for Baisakhi in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. The world was never the same again. Another defining moment, 100 years later, happened on July 16th, 2019, when a young man, drenched in sincerity, purity, compassion, unconditional love, merged with his master, and from Madhusudan Naidu became Sri Madhusudan Sai. Today, 5 years later, another defining moment has come upon us now. After what Brother Divyogi said, we stand on this sacred land, on this blessed day, in this hour, this moment, we are on the cusp of history. Let us all take a deep breath and realize the gravity of this moment. This moment will define the future. This moment will define the world's future. This moment will define the future of America, of California. This is the moment that Silicon Valley has been waiting for, to go from reckless greed to peaceful living, caring and sharing. This is the moment when the scales are tipped, when the power of love will supersede the love of power, as we see around us currently. This is the moment that belongs to us. It belongs to you and you and you and all of us together. This is that moment. Trust me, the whole universe is watching. The gods and goddesses, the Saptarishis, all the Peer, Pegambar, Auliya, all are watching this moment. This moment to see if this will become a defining moment in the future of humanity. Creation has drawn a line in the sand. It seems as if this moment, this land is asking us the question, do we have the courage to step forward in selfless love and joyful surrender? Or do we step back into the habitual excuses of job and family, of power, wealth, privilege, of possessions, of properties, of selfish security? Or can we abandon those old excuses, bury our differences, test our faith, and trust that the universe always takes care of all? It will take care of us all. Do we have that courage to chart a new future for California, for America, for the entire world? Do we have the future for the Three Stooges to become the Three Musketeers? Unfazed, daring, leaping forward without a thought. Now is that moment. This moment is momentous only because we are blessed to be in the divine presence of our beloved Master, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Why is that? Swami, when we look up, you are the blueness of the sky. When we take a deep breath, Swami, you are the purity of the air we inhaled. Swami, when we eat something, you are the fire that helps us to digest it. When we drink, Swami, you are the wetness that quenches our thirst. When we take a step forward, you are the firmness of the earth that keeps us stable. You are so close to us, so intimate, so entwined with all the elements within these bodies. And yet you give us the freedom to feel either close to you or far away. That is the freedom you have given us. So what else can we feel except gratitude, love, peace? Because you are here in our hearts, in our midst. CHD is your idea, Swami. It's your vision, your grace. It's your project, your effort. We have this task to undertake. We have this obstacle to overcome. We have these issues to be resolved. We have this situation to address. Swami, we are your instruments. May we be selfless, egoless, pure, unsullied, unobstructive instruments of yours. And you do whatever best you think is possible through each of these instruments. We submit completely, irrevocably to your will, with total gratitude. I have to share one experience. This morning, cutting a papaya to be served for breakfast. And every time I peeled the skin off of the papaya, I was getting this feeling of thank you, thank you. I cut the papaya into pieces and I get this feeling of thank you. I ripped the seeds out of it and threw them in the trash. And suddenly I realized this gratitude is coming from the papaya, saying it was chosen to be offered to the Divine Master. I couldn't help it. Tears started flowing. How much more gratitude can we have to completely surrender to your will, Swami, and you do whatever best you think is possible from us. Thank you, Swami. We ask for your divine benediction, Swami.
It's written here, Swami, that's why. I want to confuse the mic people. It's in orange. Sunny could have almost run for the presidential elections. Bhagavad Gita says, which they are all chanting so beautifully, they chanted a few verses. I know you are learning, but that is one text if you can master, you have mastered the art of living, the art of realization, the art of being a true human. All the essence is in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita has several aspects to it, and bhakti is one of the major aspects of Bhagavad Gita. You're chanting from there how a devotee should be, isn't it? And I'm reminded of one more verse from Bhagavad Gita which says, Madchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Which means Krishna is describing how devotees are. What is their way of life? What do they do? What makes them happy? What keeps them engaged and entertained? And he answers, he explains saying that Madchitta madgata prana. Their life force is invested in me. Prana. Chitta. All your thought, all their inner being is invested in me. It means I alone occupy everything in their lives. Bodhayanta parasparam. And then they talk about me to each other. They teach about me to each other all the time. Kathayantascha mam nityam. They speak about me all the time. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha, and in that they rejoice and they are satisfied. This is the way of the devotees. They're joyful only when they're talking about their God and discussing and preaching and singing and speaking and dancing and glorifying their divine master. That is when they're joyful. Anything else is insipid, stale, tasteless for them. This is how devotees are. Whenever I come to the Bay Area, and of course, people have come from various places too. But whenever I see the American devotees, every time I'm reminded of this shloka. They are so happy talking about me, discussing about me, singing about me, or just going about thinking and contemplating on what I teach. And they are so joyful in that. They don't need anything else to make them happy. And that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Imagine spoken 5,000 years ago on a battlefield, and today practically I see that being demonstrated when I come here, especially to the Bay Area, and so joyful people are. They're happy being here, that's all is their joy. In the thick of all the materialism, here is an oasis of devotion and divinity. And that is what this place is all going to be. Surrounded by, as I said, thick of materialism, ambition, greed, so many other negative things that they were describing. But in this desert of all the materialistic life, here is a small oasis of spiritual serenity that is getting created. And that is the work that we are doing over here, so that more people feel the joy of being in the divine presence. They get an opportunity to sit together, talk about the divine, sing about the divine, discuss about the divine, and derive joy out of it. That is the idea of this little place which is being developed, and they are trying to upgrade themselves to 3 musketeers. I can see the effort. But they are truly 3 wise men who have taken to this path unaffected by the difficulties and challenges. And they often complain, why is it that it is so challenging to do your work? We do hundreds of other things, not so nice things. They get done so easily. When we have to do some good, especially the ones which you tell us to do, why are there so many challenges and difficulties? I tell them, see, my story has to be an interesting one with turns and twists, suspenses, challenges. That's when people will read 100 years down the line and feel so good about it. If everything had happened just like that, who is even going to read this book? Hollywood is next door, Who is going to watch a movie which has no suspense, no twists, nothing? Nobody will go to the movies to see that. Likewise, the story of the divine is always full of such incidents. Look at Ramayana, look at Krishna's life, Bhagavatam. Look at any divine master's life. Take Jesus' life, take Buddha's life. So many wonderful things, but at the same time very challenging. So many surprises, so many unexpected turn of events. That is how these stories are designed, to make it very interesting. That is why we still read these stories and take inspiration from them. One becomes God not because one has been gifted with godhood. One must earn godhood. And that earning comes from this path, to be willing to face these challenges, to be willing to accept everything with equanimity, and yet not give up, and keep at it till you realize the goal. That is why these people are God. Rama is not God because he was born as a Vishnu avatar with so many hands, and no, nothing. He was born simple prince like everybody else. In fact, when he was living, nobody knew that he was God. Hardly anybody. Not even his father and mother. But as he grew and did what he did, looking at the kind of life he had led, people said, none other than God can lead a life like this. This much of compassion for all beings, this much of kindness, this kind of courage in adversity, this kind of fortitude, forgiveness, equanimity, this is not possible for ordinary people. This has to be divine. And that's how finally he was attributed to being a divine person. So also Sri Krishna, look at his life. Born, before even being born, there were people plotting to murder him. And then he separated from his mother on the day of or night of his birth. A foster mother raises him far away from his own parents. Many attempts on his life during that infanthood. And then he grows up to be with his friends, and then he's denied all that. He has to come to do his mission. And then his whole life he's suffering. He's saving somebody, he's battling with someone, he's trying to protect someone. The whole life is spent doing just that. And at the end, he's just shot by an arrow and dies all alone, despite having so many children, wives, and whatever family, devotees. Yet it's an interesting story. We still read it with inspiration. Look at Jesus' life. What kind of life it is, and who is ready to trade their life for Jesus' life? I assure you that you will be worshipped for the next 1,000 years. Who wants to get crucified? To be worshipped for 1,000 years? No one. But whatever it takes, these divine beings have done. Whatever be the challenges, whatever be the difficulties, they never shied away from that because they were here for a purpose. And the purpose was greater than the whole process of going through it. So that goal was always in their mind, to do good to the people. And when you think of that higher purpose, everything looks very small, insignificant, petty, not even worth discussing, because you have achieved something so much more greater. So every institution that we set up, it has a great purpose to guide the lost towards God, towards goodness, towards better life, towards a more spiritual life. And that is why there are challenges. But somebody has to undertake the challenges. And I keep listening to these stooges coming, wise men coming and telling me how difficult is this county people, how difficult are the rules over here, and how this area is specifically difficult because it is surrounded by forests and every single permission takes forever, and go on telling me like this. To them, I want to tell them one sentence. Don't tell me about the labor pains, show me the baby, the American way. If you ask an American, that's what he would tell you. Enough of your sad stories. Tell me, where is the baby? Show me the baby. But I know, without labor pains, there is no baby. One has to go through it. It's a part of the process. But we are almost at the fag end of the process, I think. And unless some surprise springs up, but most of the things are done, I guess. And you should be at it and get it done. That would have a hall like this, maybe even slightly bigger, where people can sit, eat. There are restrooms, library, for any time, for anybody to come from anywhere and stay and spend some time here. Of course, the upstairs will also have some residential quarters. So that is the idea. To begin with, that's all we could get a permission for. It's very difficult to get permissions. Then slowly other facilities one by one would come up, so that every time you all come here, you can spend some time comfortably, enjoy the serenity and peace, contemplate on this idea. And as I said, a small heaven, a small oasis in the midst of this actual Californian materialistic desert. You enjoy this beauty and peace and the companionship of like-minded ones, which is very important. In Kali Yuga, Satsanga is the surest way to achieve the divine. Satsanga means be in good company. And that will keep you always elevated. That will keep you motivated. That will keep you encouraged so that you never fall down again into the lower ways. And that requires company of the right kind of people, spending time with right people in the right ways. And that's what also can happen from there. They told me to market this center a little bit. That's what I'm doing my best. They said, Swami, you will go away, devotees go away, we three stooges will be left here. I said, no, everybody will take care. You reach out to everyone, write to them what help you need from whom. Everybody will receive. When Rama built the bridge, Sri Rama, who could, so to say, turn a stone into a woman or, do so many other miracles, kill huge demoness Tataki with his one arrow and name it, he has several inhuman or what you call superhuman achievements to his credit. Yet when it comes to crossing the ocean, he is looking around for help. And whose help he looks around for? Monkeys, bears, squirrels, whoever was available. And what do they use to construct? No engineering drawings, no county permissions, no licenses. Stones, pebbles, rocks, wood, trees, bushes, gravel, sand, whatever they could lay their hands on. Everybody does that. And thousands of them are at work. And they build that bridge across the ocean and make the army cross the ocean. And then whatever happens, we know. So dharma is established. So it is given to everybody. But there is a story of the squirrels. I was joking about this in the UK as well. In the UK, when I went for a program, my people pointed out that there are very big squirrels, they're giant squirrels, but none of them have those three lines, the marks on their back. And the reason is because these UK squirrels never participated in Rama's mission back in India. Indian squirrels may be small, but they have those three lines, those three marks, which is said to be the gift of Lord Rama when a squirrel was trying to roll in the sand and fill the gaps between the stones with sand so that Rama's feet won't hurt when he walks on that. So Sri Rama picks up one of them very endearingly and, kind of rubs its back with his fingers, and that is the mark that still stays, is what they say. And that is why the UK squirrels don't have. I don't know whether Bay Area squirrels have. I've seen a couple of them here and there, but I haven't seen the marks on them. Bad squirrels. Didn't do much work for. The idea is if you want those stripes, not those red stripes there upon the flag, but those stripes of selflessness, stripes of surrender, stripes of service, then you must do God's work. And those stripes will remain forever, for eternity, as a mark of your service to the country, to the people, to the divine, and your children, grandchildren, and beyond will always remember, when this was being built, where so many people go now and so many things happen, my great-great-great-grandfather was involved in it, or my great-great-grandmother was a part of it. That is when you will be remembered. For most of the other things, we will be forgotten. But something as divine as this will be for eternity. So there are other ways to be worshipped and remembered than getting yourselves crucified, which is simply do good to the world, and that good will be remembered, and because of that good, you will be remembered. And generations will take inspiration from the good that you have done. So that is the work that I have given them, and I always tell them, it's not so important as to what service you do, but more important is what that service does to you. How have you benefited from doing that good work? Have you developed a little more surrender? Have you become a little more selfless, fearless? Have you become a little more shameless in doing what you have got to do without fearing the public scrutiny, or now what we call as media trials? Are you capable? Are you courageous? That is the question you must ask. And that is the question you must answer for yourself. Nobody can answer it for you. So this is the question I asked them. Are you willing to take up this project? They did not even know what they were signing up for, But later they realized it's not going to be easy. So they came several times to me saying, let us give up this location, let's go elsewhere. There are easier, comfortable, more convenient places which will be easy to get the work done. But somehow my heart never agreed to that. In fact, once they tried to fool me by bringing 3-4 printouts of different places, and they jumbled it all up, thinking that he will not figure out which one is which, and then he will tell us to do something. But stooges that they are. I found out between all those which one was this, even though it wasn't labeled. I said, this one looks good to me. They said, oh no. Back to the same one again. Nothing works. I told, see, this is divinely ordained. You can't fool the divine, isn't it? Divine knows what it wants to do. So just leave it to that and work. Oh no, Swami, this is going to be a difficult one. And I said, whatever it is definitely easier than building a bridge across the ocean with no engineers, no nothing. Definitely easier. And now they say, the other day I had come here, they're all telling me, so wonderful, this place is so wonderful. It's surrounded by a conserved forest area which can never be changed because it's lawfully protected by the law. And we are the only last property on this road which has got a possibility of building a center. There's nothing after this. This might be the last property and our chance to build something which is absolutely in the lap of Mother Nature. There is nothing around. So that also draws us, to the idea of divinity. When you see nature around you, it's the purest reflection of divine is in the nature. I always say, if you don't have any way to meditate, many people complain, I meditate, my back hurts, my leg hurts, and can I sit this way? I can't wake up. I said, give up all this. Just go for a walk. Pick up a leaf and another leaf from there and put them together and look at God's ingenuity. No two leaves are same, from the same plant. Walk around, look at one flower and the other and see how beautifully each of them have been designed. The detailing in it. Only God can do this. Look at anything, the sky, the earth, feel the breeze in your face, anything and everything. Look at the people around you and ask who did all this? Who even thought that this could be done? Who even knew that this should be done this way? And then surrender to that higher power. That is good enough for meditation for the day. Don't worry about sitting straight. All these are not required. Even if you can't do all this, just go around, look at the nature around you. And you will fall in love with God once again. Because it is so beautiful, it is so creative, it is so magical. So it is simple. That's why I am very insistent that we build facilities in the middle of a very serene, natural precincts, not in the middle of the city or in the middle of a town. That's also correct, but the beautiful reflection of God that nature offers us, no one can offer us. Everything else is also God, but a little distorted, contaminated, polluted version. But here is where you see leaves, birds, trees. You look at the sand, the sun and the sky. This is divine smiling at you all the time. You feel so enveloped, you feel embraced, you feel so full of divine when you come to these places. So that is the reason why it has to be this way, and nothing else would work, because this is how it has supposed to be. In the first place, God has decided it this way, so it will happen whichever way. And as I said, whether you want those stripes on your back or not, that's your choice. That's the choice everyone has to make. He said very beautifully, the freedom to feel God or not feel God, it is with us. God is there for everyone to be experienced. God is not denying anybody the experience of His presence. This choice to want to experience God or not want to experience God, to get close to God or go far away, is human choice. And God has given that choice to us. That's what is called free will. And that choice we exercise all the time. So we exercise the choice that we want to be closer to God, we want to experience divinity, we want to feel the presence of God at every moment, in everything that we do. That choice we can make. And once we make the choice, we'll do everything that is required to fulfill it. So these are choices that we make, and the choice we made is we said yes to God. And I told last time also, I told earlier also, the most beautiful words that I've ever heard are not the 3 words, but 2 words, which are yes, Swami. Yes, Swami, to everything, yes, Swami is the way. In fact, many years ago when I was very overwhelmed with the task that I was given imagine running a mission. I was, after all, a young, just 32 or something at that time when we started all this, and still having a career and things to do. And then so many tasks which were insurmountable, which were impossible for me. I wondered they were even practical. What I was being told, was it even real? Or I'm imagining hallucinating and then doing things like a mad person. At some point I was so overwhelmed that I went back to Bhagavan and said, why have you chosen me? If you have such big things to do, you could have chosen some person of great capabilities, great resources, popularity, power. He could have done this for you like this. I struggle to do what you asked me to do. Why do you choose me? And I remembered all the devotees that I knew of, all the great ones who used to visit Puttaparthi, all those who had worked for him and committed to work for him, even around me, people of my age or beyond. I saw many people are more qualified, more capable, more resourceful. Why did he choose me? And the only answer he gave me, which was so simple, yet so profound and so unbelievable at that time for me. He said, because you will never say no to me. This is the only qualification. Everything else is later. So never say no to God. This is the basic fundamental principle of devotion. If you say no to God, then what's the point in you being a devotee at all? When God says, let's do this, the only response of ours is, yes, Swami. How, where, when, which way, we will figure all that out. But the first response has to be, yes, Swami. And that's the only qualification. So if you want to also enjoy these heights of realization or divinity and the bliss and this freedom that comes with it, yes, you need to do a lot of things, I know, but they are all later. The first thing you should do is to say, yes, Swami. That will qualify you. And Bharat keeps using this very often. He doesn't choose the qualified, he qualifies the chosen, he says. How does he qualify the chosen? The chosen one is the one who has chosen God. Aurobindo says, the one who chooses God is chosen by God. So how do you get chosen by God? You choose God in the first place. You say, I am here for you. I'll never say no to you. You're chosen. But how to make sure that every time we say yes, we are able to do it, God will take care of it. He will provide us with whatever it requires, the courage, the commitment, the resources, the abilities, whatever we require, including county licenses, permissions, and no liabilities, and so on and so forth. Everything he will take care because you have said yes to him. And now it is his job to make sure that this yes is done. Raghukula Riti Sada Chali Aaye. This Prana Jaye par Vachana na jaye. This is the way of the Raghukula, means the way of Lord Rama's lineage. Once they give word to you, they will never go back on their word. That is the way of God, divine people. So once you say, yes, Swami, and Swami has accepted you as his own, now you become his responsibility. Whatever it takes will be done. Why? Because you said yes. And that is the mantra, secret mantra to become divine. Say yes every time there is an opportunity, there is a thing to do for God. Leave all your fears and petty and silly issues and ideas behind. They really don't even figure in the big picture. You will realize it only much later. But if you have developed the courage and conviction to say yes, I think you have almost reached where you have to reach. And that is all devotion is all about. So we want to create such people in this world who have this faith in the divine, who believe in the idea of goodness, who are here to do their might when it comes to doing God's will. So such people only can transform this world. And it is not an exaggeration when he said just now that this could be the reason why the world would be better tomorrow, why California would be better, or why the US will be better, or the whole world will be better. After all, revolutions were started not by a mass of people, just one person, two people. And they changed the destinies of millions. It just takes that one. Who knows how many such people will come out from this place with such inspiration. I fully understand. You are devotees, you will come to India, see me, learn what I say, experience what's going on. But what about all the people around here? Where will they go? Don't they also deserve a chance to know, to learn, to grow, to evolve, to change and transform? Yes. But can they go all the way to India to learn about us and change, may or may not be. For them, something should be there right here. That is why I'm trying to build. Don't want to call it a temple, don't want to call it a shrine, don't want to call it a religious institution. Simply wants to call it a center for human development. And when human develops, it develops into the next thing, which is divine. And slowly, steadily, with simple programs for the people in and around here. And then from there, it spreads to the rest of the world. The one good thing, as he said, was that they expanded my room size. I said, what will I do? I'm not playing football inside my room. Why are you making this? He said, no, we want you to stay longer here so that you never go back. You say, I have everything over here. I said, then I have to talk to your next president for that. Because I really want to make a difference to the people, especially in the US. Because if you have good leaders, they can change the destinies of people. One Martin Luther King, or one Mahatma Gandhi, or one Nelson Mandela, one Abraham Lincoln. What did they do for the world? They believed in their conviction. They went on saying yes to their divinely inspired decisions and never went back on their word. So how can we? So our way is to only march forward. No turning back and running away. We keep marching, and yes, it could be slow, it could be challenging, but one step at a time. Let's keep moving. And this is our job for this lifetime. Let us do it joyfully, happily, and with great gratitude. Gratitude was spoken many times of gratitude that this has come our way. We are the chosen ones. That joy should be our joy. And that joy we should enjoy for the rest of our lives. And I said, centuries down the line, millennia down the line, people will say, I was inspired by this. And I'll close with one small story of what I saw yesterday. There were two people who came and met me. One of them was a corporate professional working very much here in Bay Area, who quit his job after 50 and started on a different path. And the other was a young man. And what do? Is they carry a flag or a banner with Gandhiji and Martin Luther King's pictures, and then they talk about walk for peace or walk for love and non-violence like that. And what he has done, he's walked 50 countries, penniless, without any money in his pocket. He has just taken off without anything except the clothes. And he has walked town to town, city to city, 50 odd countries. And people have fed him, clothed him, sheltered him, and given him even money to do anything that is required. He went without anything in his hand. I was very, very intrigued by this. I said, so what happens when you walk into a place like this with all that banner? He says, people get curious, they come to me and ask me, who are you, what are you doing, what are you up to? Then I tell them, I'm here to spread the message of peace and non-violence and love. And then they are very impressed and they say, have you eaten? And if I say I haven't, they will invite me to their home and then feed me something. And if they ask me, where are you going to stay tonight? And I say, I have no clue. They say, please be my guest tonight. This is the way people have done. And I'm in the context I'm saying, when the world is getting so divided, everybody sort of is becoming more self-centric. He told me stories of hope, that how humanity has responded to this call. And to a stranger, they became brothers, sisters, mothers and fathers, and invited them into their homes. And he was telling one thing very beautiful. He went into Pakistan. He's an Indian. And he went into Pakistan, which we know how difficult it would be. It's like, I don't know, walking from a blue state into the red state or whatever here it is. But whatever happened then. He just went in and I said, so what was the experience? He said, I walked in and I eat only vegetarian food. I don't even eat non-vegetarian food. So it's another issue for him. And people saw, they were Muslims who lived in those countries. And they came and were curious, who were you, why did you come here? And he said that I'm here on this mission of spreading this message of peace. They told, please be my guest. And they were invited to the regular households. These are Muslim families with wives and children and all that going on. And they said, but you do not eat non-vegetarian food. He said, yes, I do not. Then they said, oh, in that case, it will be difficult. But what we will do is, as long as you're here in our home, we would also not eat anything other than what you eat. Imagine the transformation. It's a simple thought, but profound. Somebody said, we will buy new vessels for you because you are a very orthodox, whatever, coming from a Hindu culture. So we will get your food done in separate vessels. But be our guest. He said, somebody paid for my sugarcane juice, somebody paid for my slippers, Somebody sheltered me in their home. Somebody gave me food. And I've been walking. I was so inspired. One long time back, I had seen, what is that? One thing had come. It's a beautiful idea. Even in the US, there was a woman, I forget the name. Peace Pilgrim, yes. Yeah, she walked all around just with this idea to spread peace and love. What courage, and not carrying any money, no cards, nothing. Just depending on the goodness of humanity. That faith that they will be taken care of because good humanity still exists. And I was very happy to hear that. And I told, what happened when people asked you? He said, I went very silent because I knew this could become a media thing. But when I came, I was returning, people caught me and asked me. Then I told them that they asked, what was the treatment like? How did you survive? What happened? And he said, I went there with love, to give love to them, and I came back with much more love. This is all that happened when I went to the other country. Now, I was so very touched, and I was so inspired. I invited him to Mudanli to speak to our students and everybody. Tell me what courage it must be to walk out into the open with nothing in your pockets, just depending on the faith that there are good human beings out there and they will look after whichever country. In 50 countries he had similar experiences. So I asked him, so you do believe that good people, good humans are there? He said, yes, very much out there. Beyond all those fake narratives of us versus them, beyond the political agendas of dividing and ruling, beyond all the narrow-minded, materialistic, greedy, capitalistic cities, there are good human beings existing out there who care and who are touched. So I said, when such a person who not even so-called guided directly by the divine, but just inspired by the principle of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King, he could go out do this. We should be doing much more than that, isn't it? Because we have so much more experience of divine. We believe that divine protects us, cares for us, looks after us. And we have had enough experiences and more. So somebody without anything could do this. I was thinking that maybe I should send a couple of you on walks like this. Yeah. I told him that, I didn't tell him directly, but I said, see, I also do the same thing. I start off from Mudanali penniless. I have no pockets, no cards, no balance. I just depend on the charity and generosity of my people. But they look after me really well, I told him. They're building a house where in one room you could as well have a tennis court. That's what these ladies are doing. When ladies have taken over the project, there is nothing to discuss anymore. So they said to these men, do whatever is required elsewhere, your hall and your facilities and roads and everything, but leave Swami's room and residence to us, we will take care of it. So I was very pleased because these men are very, very, not utilitarian, he said, they're basically miserly. So I'm very happy that the orange ladies have taken over the place and they'll see to that it's some decent thing. The only thing I ask them is I should be able to look around and see the nature, that's all. Don't close off everything and confine me inside four walls. So I think that they have taken care, but the rest the ladies would do. So I have great faith that it will be a great place and I can stay longer. And the more I come to the US, the more I feel that I have to stay a little longer than the previous time. And last couple of days I've met a lot of good people. They said, Swamiji, you should stay longer. Only then you will be able to make an impact. This coming and going will not make a big impact here. You stay here, people will see that you are committed to bettering the societies and communities here. Your presence is here. You have an address. There is the headquarters of the mission right here in the Bay Area. That's when they will believe your story. So be here longer, he said. I said, I will be there as long as ladies are going to look after me. I have no problem. Don't give my personal requirements to these gents. They'll cut off my energy also, I'm sure, in the name of, whatever you call utilitarian. So things like that, it's going to come up very well. And I want to build a stupa right up there. It's not a stupa in the spiritual type of thing, but it's kind of every country, every nation has some symbol, which represents the country's value system or whatever. Like you have Statue of Liberty that's standing there. It talks about liberty. So also in every country there is something or the other. like I said, there's some kind of a monument-like thing which tells that we are one world and one family, and that is the idea with which this center stands. So that will be up there. And I told them to do a lot of meditation places, because we can't build anything, but we can always walk around the place. So you can always trek around, walk around, make some nice forest, pathways for people to walk, meditate. All that can be done, they said. Right? So I'll be coming in April again, and we'll see you again, same place. And then hopefully by October or November, by 100th birthday, if things get done, then soon after the 100th birthday functions, then I'll come again to inaugurate this. Don't worry, all of them are there with you. And beyond these people also, there are people, once they know what's going on, they will all call you up and say that, what can I do, how can I help, and things will happen. Okay? So don't worry about it. All right? Very happy, and lot of blessings to everybody. Next year is the 100th birthday. I want as many volunteers, as many people who can come for as long as possible. Please come to Mudanhalli, stay longer. We'll look after you, and you will have brothers and sisters coming from so many other countries. Many, many are new people who are coming for the first time. I'm sure they all would need a little heads up and some help there. So those who can, please come. And you also have a good Wi-Fi. You can work from home, work for anywhere type. So you can work from Mudanhalli too. And those who can physically be there longer, it will be a great help. So please think about it and plan. And there is a website. Our Suchetan manages that. You can tell what period you want to come for, what voluntary work you want to do. If you have any special requirements in terms of businessman. But he also resonated with the idea of one world, one family. He said, this is way ahead of the times. And I said, it's actually the original principle of India's culture of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. He said, it's very impressive. So he organized a couple of meetings for me, saying, please meet a couple of my friends too. They're all atheists. So no religion, he says, in the room. We can talk about one world, one family, but no God, no religion, nothing. I said, I'm perfectly okay. For me, good is God. And one who does good will find God sooner or later. So don't worry, I will start with good, and I know at the end everybody will reach God only. So this is what is the power of this message of one world, one family. So that is this is going to be the headquarters. I told, let us establish the foundation out of Bay Area, because somehow the world believes that anything that is happening in Bay Area will be good or will be great. So we'll establish the foundation here and open chapters across several countries. But keep repeating this message again and again and again till it goes into every cell of people's bodies and minds. And they believe in the idea that yes, we must live like a family, should give up our narrow-mindedness and selfishness and look after each other. That's all we are asking for. So that idea can be manifested, and with these peace pilgrim type of walks, when he came and told there are a lot of good people out there, it really gave us a lot of hope. That I'm sure this idea will definitely resonate with all of them. So all the best for your presidential elections. Hope good happens to you. And we come back again. I'm leaving before the election results are out. I'll be leaving on 5th. And I'll be back maybe in April, as I said, after all the dust is settled and the storm is over. But yes, every nation has its karma, remember that. And nation's karma is the collective karma of all the citizens. More good people in a nation, the needle will move towards the good. More selfish and greedy, the needle will move towards the bad. So it's important that more and more people take to the path of good. That will bring good leaders and good future to the entire country. Okay.
ఆరతి అందుకో మంగళారతి అందుకో మందరగిరిధారి ఓం జయ జగదీశ హరే నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం సత్యనారాయణ నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం సత్యనారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం జయ సద్గురుదేవా నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం సత్యనారాయణ నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం సత్యనారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం జయ సద్గురుదేవా నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం సత్యనారాయణ నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం నారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం సత్యనారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం సత్యనారాయణ నారాయణ ఓం జయ సద్గురుదేవా शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय बोलो भगवान श्री मधुसूदन साई